Hi everyone, my name is Meryl Geffner. I am one of the librarians at Edmonds College. This video will take you through the steps of searching a library database to find newspaper articles for your upcoming assignment. So we're going to start on your resource guide, and if you go to this tab, Diversity in the News, since that is the name of your assignment, you'll see that I've listed a couple of the library databases as well as some news sites. For this video, I'm going to focus just on how to search ProQuest, which is one of our largest databases. They have thousands and thousands of newspapers in them that you can search. Also, you'll notice I've listed these are databases within ProQuest. You can also use those. The difference, of course, will be ProQuest has thousands and thousands of articles, and these are a little bit smaller, so your results will be fewer, but it's up to you which one you want to use. I'm going to show you how to search the main ProQuest, and the interface is the same, so any strategy you use for search that I show you in the video, you can certainly apply to the other databases. So a quick word before we start the search. These databases can be accessed from anywhere at any time. They are subscription databases, which means that we pay for them for our students to use. And the most important thing to remember when you use the database is that you must access it through the library system. So either through your resource guide here, or you can go to the library homepage and click on Search the Databases, Books, eBooks, Articles, and Films, and it'll take you to our page again where you'll see all of our databases listed. So you can search from either point, but the most important thing is you go through the library system. Do not go to ProQuest.com. You will not be able to get in, okay? So let's get started, and I'm going to just click on this link right here, ProQuest. And since you do have to go through the library system, if you are working remotely, which most of us are, you will need to, to log in using your Canvas credentials. And this will pass you through our system, and it will get you into the database. If you try to log in and you have any problems, please contact me immediately, and we will try to make sure that everything works for you. So let's do a quick search, and you can see here this is set up by using these different boxes. And so you can start with a very big search. The point here is you're going to be putting different keywords or search terms in the boxes, and you're basically telling the database what topic or what information you are looking for in a news article. So before you jump in, it's good to have some idea as to what you want your news article to be about. And the more specific you can be, the better your list of results. That is, the smaller and more focused. So rather than just typing in, say, diversity, which will give us so many articles, it's going to be overwhelming. Try to think a little more specifically. So for example, I'm going to be more specific, and I'm going to look at the impact of the coronavirus on African Americans. So here's one way I can search, and actually I'm going to add on here, I'm going to go coronavirus or COVID. This just creates couple different options, because remember, in the databases, unlike Google, where you can search, you can put anything in the search box and you know you'll get a lot of results, the database is going to look at the specific words that you use. So you want to make sure in some of them that you have an option. And then I'm going to be more specific and use this and to say I want articles that talk about African Americans and coronavirus or COVID. Okay, we could probably add another row of search terms of a term to make it even more focused, but let's start with this. There's a few other things you'll need to check. So one thing you want to do is check this box, limit to full text. That's very important, because some of the publications in the databases do not give you the full article. They'll just give you the title, the author, the date, and maybe a small summary, but you always want to look at the full article. So make sure you check that box. And this is another area to pay attention to. Since you are looking for news articles, you want it to be current. You don't want to be finding news articles from 10 years ago. So you want to set a date. And you could, this is when you want to make sure you look at your assignment and make sure that you set the right terms. And you can either give it like within a month, or you can actually say after a certain date. So that depends on what your assignment is. I'm just going to say the last 30 days. Okay, then one more piece before we actually look for articles is we want to go down to source type. And in here, we want to scroll down and we want to check newspapers. And what that will do is you can see that this database has a lot of different types of sources in it. And we want to make sure we eliminate those because we only want newspaper articles, right? So I think that's pretty good. Let's do a search. Okay, and we got 152, which is kind of a lot, but not too bad. The first screen shows us the first 20, and my guess is we can find something in that first list. In this database, the articles will be returned chronologically, so the newest one will be on top. And here's an example right here. Trump team COVID vaccine plan will fail people of color. FAST does not mean equitable. So right there we have, this is an issue, clearly a diversity issue in relationship to how the vaccine is going to be distributed and how it will impact communities of color. So let's just open it up just so you can see an example of what it looks like. And you can see on here a few things to take note. This actually is an opinion piece, and I believe your assignment says do not use opinion pieces, so it's very important to kind of look up there. If you don't see anything up there, you might want to click on details, and this will scroll down, give us a lot of information, but right here under section it says opinion. So you want to take a look at that and make sure that it does not say opinion, because we don't want that. So we're going to go back to our result list and ignore that one, see what else we can find. So here's another one from Target News Service. So we can kind of scroll through here. This is from the Washington Post. We know the Washington Post is a newspaper. So let's go ahead and open that one up. Okay. And again, let's look at those details and make sure that this is not an opinion piece. A section, look under section, so it's not opinion. Yeah, just scrolling through it looks okay. This looks like this should be, oh, here we go, document type, it's news. So that should be pretty good. So let's go back and take a look now. And here we have the title, the author, the name of the publication, the date. So it's just from yesterday on when I'm making this video. And here's the full text of the article right here, okay? If you want this article, you have a lot of great options in this database. One is you can email it to yourself. You can download it, save it as a PDF. You also can print it. You also, if you click on all options here, you'll see that you can, there we go. You can also just dump it into your Google Drive. So if you use any of the Google tools, you can click on this and it'll put it in your drive and it'll be waiting for you. And any article that you do find in the database, if it's something you want, you think you might want, I highly recommend either emailing it to yourself, putting in your Google Drive, saving it as a PDF, something so you have it. It's really not a good use of your time to find something and then, you know, think, oh, I'll go find it tomorrow, and then it turns out you can't remember what keywords you use, different things turn up. It's kind of not a good use of your time. So use one of the tools that that the database provides you in order to save the different articles that you find. And if you don't use it, you could delete it, okay? Oops. So that turned out to be pretty good. Again, I can change up my search if I want to. I'd go to modify search. I could have used other terms. So instead of African Americans, I could have been maybe a little broader, and I could say racial inequality or racial inequities or something like that. That would broaden it out a little bit. So my point is, you might want to play around with your terms until you come up with some articles that you really want to use. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here real quick. The only other database that I linked on here is Newsbank. This one you'll see looks very different than ProQuest. It's pretty easy to use. The one thing about using Newsbank is if you are looking for articles, particularly from the Seattle Times, Newsbank has the whole collection of the Seattle Times, and you could just scroll down here, and there it is, the Seattle Times collection. They also do have other local newspapers. And then lastly, I did link up some of these some major websites, news media sites that you could use. And most of these you just kind of go in and do a keyword search within their internal box, and you'll come up with some articles. So that's about it. Sorry, this went a little longer than I had planned. Hopefully I covered everything. If you have any questions, here's my contact information. Emailing me is best. But if you have any trouble with getting into the databases or finding articles, please do not hesitate to contact me. Okay? Have a good day.